Hello and welcome to BBC London with me, Alice Salfield. First, this Wednesday lunchtime. A patient who accused her therapist of raping her during a therapy session has been awarded more than £200,000 in damages after winning a civil case against him. Ella Janner, who has waived her right to anonymity, sued Michael Lusada over claims he raped and sexually assaulted her at his clinic in Belsize Park in 2016. The Crown Prosecution Service dropped its criminal investigation 2 years later, but today a High Court judge has ruled in Ella's favour. Nick Johnson sent this report.
Ella Janner says she visited Michael Lusada, who describes himself online as a sex therapist, after suffering panic attacks as a result of being abused when she was a child. She made 2 visits to Mr. Lusada in 2011 and 2012, in which no sexual activity took place. She went back for a 3rd session in August 2016, in which she says that Mr. Lusada assaulted her during a so-called bodywork session in which he claimed to use sex as a therapeutic technique. She says the assault triggered a panic attack and therefore she didn't have the mental capacity to consent. She reported this to the Metropolitan Police, but then in 2018, the Crown Prosecution Service, the CPS, decided not to press charges. So Ella Janner brought the case here to the High Court to pursue a civil case against Mr. Lusada. In his judgment today, the judge, Mr. Justice Baker, said he believed Ella Janner when she described Michael Lusada instructing her to regress into her childhood state before sexually touching her. He said the symptoms of Ella's panic attack should have been obvious to Mr. Lusada, but he chose to ignore them, the judge said, this being motivated by the defendant's confidence in his own ability to heal women through what were essentially sexual practices. Mr. Justice Baker also described how Ella has been suffering from complex post-traumatic stress disorder since that incident in 2016. Now, this was a civil case which has been ruled on the balance of probabilities as opposed to a criminal case which requires a much higher standard of beyond reasonable doubt. Now, we are waiting for reaction to this outcome from both the Metropolitan Police and the Crown Prosecution Service.
Nick Johnson at the High Court. Next, a decision on whether to allow black cabs to use Bank Junction again is due to be made tomorrow. Restrictions were introduced in 2017 following safety concerns, so only bikes, buses and pedestrians are allowed to use all of the junction during the week. The City of London will debate the proposal, which was put forward to help people with access needs. But cycling campaigners are against the idea. Here's our transport correspondent Tom Edwards.
Bank Junction in the city, where on weekdays only buses, bikes and pedestrians are allowed to use all of the junction. Everything else is restricted or banned. So what do people make of the junction?
For me, it's okay. I don't know what about the people who works around in this area. Maybe they prefer to have a possibility to come here by a car. So
I have a bicycle. I like it. I think there should be only bicycles and public transport and taxis in central London.
So you think taxis should be allowed here?
Yeah, electric taxis, yes, for sure.
There are now moves to allow black cabs to use this junction again. Restrictions were introduced in 2017 to address safety concerns. The junction was the most dangerous in the square mile, with over 100 casualties and 2 cycling deaths. Since the changes, road danger has been reduced, and cycling groups want the junction kept as it is.
The whole area just feels, as you can tell, just a lot safer for all pedestrians, for everybody around, and it's a great place to hang out, to eat. Economically, it's been beneficial. Environmentally, it's great. So we just don't want to see a backward step. We need to go forward in this city around green travel and active travel, not backwards.
Others, like Lord Holmes of Richmond, who's blind, wants the City of London to allow black cabs to use all of the junction again.
For blind people, for anyone who has access needs, if they want a point-to-point journey, for leisure, for tourism, for work, they're effectively barred from this part of the city. That can't be right for equality, it can't be right for our economy.
The City of London is due to make a decision on the junction restrictions tomorrow. Tom Edwards, BBC London.
A critical incident's been declared at a Surrey hospital following what's been described as a loss of operating system. A number of planned appointments have been cancelled at the radiotherapy and cancer departments of the Royal Surrey County Hospital in Guildford and East Surrey Hospital in Redhill. No one from the NHS Trust has been able to say when the issue will be resolved. The independent police watchdog has told Surrey Police to investigate whether the decision to ram an escaped cow with a police car was appropriate and proportionate. Surrey Police says officers tried a number of methods to catch the cow last Friday in Feltham before deciding to use force, but it's been heavily criticised after footage was shared on social media. The incident was referred to the IOPC, which has concluded the force could investigate what happened itself. The Prince Charles Cinema in Soho has cancelled a screening of a film which was entirely written using artificial intelligence following a public backlash. It was due to host the world premiere of The Last Screenwriter, which was created by ChatGPT, but concerns were raised by people about the use of AI in place of a writer. Now, it may look absolutely stunning, but apparently this huge flower at Kew Gardens absolutely stinks. The Titan arum plant, otherwise known as the corpse flower, burst into bloom yesterday and will likely only last until the end of today. It's said to smell like rotting flesh and usually only emerges once every 2 years. Well, Paul Hawkins has drawn the short straw and sent this report from Kew.
It is really hot and sweaty in here, and that's because they're recreating the Indonesian climate. That's where the Titanarum comes from. And as you can see, it's the local celebrity. Look at that. Look, people queuing up for it. Let's go and speak to them now and see if they can tell us why they're so fascinated with the flower. Excuse me, we're from the BBC. We're just wondering, what do you make of the flower?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. Been wanting to see it. So lucky to be able to see it, actually. Yeah.
Did you come here especially today just to see that?
No, we planned to come here, but we had hoped we'd be able to see it.
Birthday,
yeah.
So
oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
And what a birthday present for you as well.
Fantastic. Aren't we lucky?
This is really uncommon, isn't it?
Every 2 years it opens, and just for 2 days.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it does smell apparently revolting, but I can't smell it.
I can't smell it.
Yeah.
COVID?
Yeah, COVID. Oh, maybe, yeah, well, maybe, yeah, possibly, yeah. Right, thank you for speaking to us. Really appreciate it. Let's go have a little walk along here. Excuse me. Talk to you quickly. How do you feel about the flowers for the BBC?
Well, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah?
Barney, I didn't really smell it yet, but...
No one can really smell it. But look, everyone's having their picture taken with it. Just have a look over here. Look, everyone having their picture taken with it. Look.
We're very lucky because...
this is the first time you've seen it?
First time I've seen it.
And you live local, and now...
Yeah, well, it's every 3 years, so...
2 years, yeah.
2 years, is it?
Yeah. There you go. Pretty impressive stuff, yeah. Best flower you've ever seen?
Most amazing flower I've ever seen, to be honest, but yeah.
Yeah, but still impressive stuff. There, look, and the queues keep coming. In fact, look, they're queuing up around the block. People are having selfies taken with it as well. Impressive stuff. But yeah, there you go. The actual Latin name for it, and I'm not memorising it, it's the Amorphalis titanium. And as I've mentioned already, it is the world's biggest flowering structure.
Well, there you go. No one can actually smell it. Let's get the weather now from Kate.
Good afternoon. We started on a largely cloudy note this morning, albeit for 1 or 2 breaks in the cloud, letting in a little sunshine first thing, but rather grey skies all in all. But the cloud has been thinning and breaking, and we've had some decent spells of sunshine. Now, high pressure is in charge. This afternoon is quite quiet. We've got some sunshine, albeit hazy from time to time, some patchy cloud, and it stays dry. A gentle northeasterly breeze, not strong, but out along the Essex coast, perhaps feeling a little cooler there, but inland in those sunny spells, temperatures reaching 21 Celsius. The cloud melts away into the evening, so pleasant ahead of sunset. Then overnight tonight, it's dry and clear. The minimum temperature between 7 and 9 Celsius. Now for tomorrow, the sun rises, depending where you are in London, at approximately 4:44. Now tomorrow is the longest day of the year, summer solstice, and we'll be greeted with sunshine. There's lots of it around through the course of Thursday. Sunset isn't until 9:22, but the light will last that little bit longer, and temperatures sneaking up a little with all that sunshine. 22 Celsius the maximum on Thursday. As we head towards the end of the week, for Friday looking largely fine and dry. Saturday, bit of patchy rain around, temperatures a little cooler, but lots of sunshine for Sunday and temperatures a little warmer.
And just to update you, that critical incident affecting radiotherapy services at the Royal Surrey County Hospital has now been lifted. That's all from BBC London. It's back to Anna Foster.